thoughts and prayers going out to Chamberlain Smith, the young lady that works on the Claw staff. That got hit over on the sideline. It was really a scary moment. I know Brian felt really sick about it, and it's a tough deal. But hopefully she's going to be okay. I think she is. I want to thank our fans and for sticking with us. And, I thought they really pushed us through, and what an incredible atmosphere that it was to play in. Good teams never quit, and we got to do a good job of putting people away when we have an opportunity to. I got a lot of respect for Gus and his program and their staff, a lot of friends on their staff, and their kids play really hard. Our kids were very resilient to come in this place and lose momentum, obviously lose momentum, and to be able to go back out and get it, I thought was show some fortitude and ability to handle some tough adverse things. So really proud of our guys. But with all that said, it's on to the next one. Texas A&M's got a great team, great program, and we got to get better. We're not where we need to be, but I give Auburn a lot of credit for that as well. So I'll open it up.
Unbelievable defensive performance for 3 quarters. If you pointed to anything, what would you say was the difference in what Auburn was able to do in the fourth?
They just got hot. They got on rhythm. It wasn't like we went conservative. We didn't call different calls. We didn't bend and don't break. They hit some plays. They went tempo. I thought Bo got a little more confident. We had a couple busts. And when you combine those things, guys get hot. Now, it wasn't like they didn't move it earlier, because they moved the ball earlier. We had some really big stops. We didn't have really big stops on those later drives. We didn't get them behind the sticks. They did a good job of personnelling, and Gus did a good job of searching until he found something. And we didn't have enough answers with what they were doing. Where earlier in the game we did, and we kind of didn't have enough answers when we needed it most. But I'll say this, they went out there the last time and came up with some big stops.
What did you do late to get that momentum back? What players do you think helped turn it?
Late, you mean the very last drive?
Last 2 drives, they had the ball twice with a chance to tie.
Well, one of them, I don't know that we stopped them. They stopped themselves. That was the 4th down, right? I mean, the guy just missed the ball. It looked like, he was wide open. So I can't say that we stopped them. We got them to 4th down, and they gave us a gift. So we didn't play the way we're capable of the whole game defensively. I was proud of the way they played early. But the last drive was more of they had to throw. They had no timeouts. We got them to burn those, and then we were able to be aggressive and play for the pass. It's harder to do that when they have the threat of a run on those earlier drives.
How big was the drive right before the half? 1 minute drive and getting that first touchdown.
Yeah, I don't think our offensive staff's got enough credit for the management of that throughout the year. If you look at it, outside of probably one game, we have managed 2 minutes really well before the half. And at the end of the game, that probably ended up being the difference. I mean, that one score was the difference in the game. And we talked about, we were backed up. And we weren't going to just go 2 minutes. We were going to be smart, try not to give them a possession. Once we, hit a play, that was big, and Jake and Coley did a good job. That was probably the most on rhythm we've worked.
Following up on the end of the game there, the sack by Travon, I mean, what does that say about the progress he's made this year through the arm injury to come up in that play like that?
That's what I keep saying to our guys. We've got to find more ways to play the guy. I mean, he's probably one of our better overall football players. He's playing on 3rd down. He plays quite a bit, but I mean, we got to find ways to use the kid. He's talented, and we got to do a better job as coaches of finding more avenues for him to help us because he's extremely athletic.
Kirby, Tyrique Stevenson, the confidence you've got in these freshmen at this stage of the season. Can you just talk about the development they've had, the role they're playing down the stretch?
Yeah, I mean, it always goes back to development. We're big on get a freshman in here, we teach him our system. The sooner he learns what to do and quits worrying about why he's playing or not playing, they're able to get on the field. So many of them are hamstrung by somebody at home or some noise they're hearing, and why am I not playing? But when they focus on just getting better, it's amazing what they can do. And he's a great example of that. Nolan, Travon, I mean, there's a lot of guys out there that are young, that are playing well in those packages.
You talked about the lack of explosive plays, but you hit the big touchdown with Blaylock there early. What did you see on that? And I guess, what does it do for the team when they get a big explosive play like that early in the game?
It certainly helped confidence for the wideouts. I mean, we got behind them. They were in a quarters coverage. I don't know if the guy busted assignment or blew it, but Jake threw a nice ball. Dom made a really nice adjustment to that ball because it was, it wasn't hitting stride. He had to bend back a little bit. The difference in the game was probably our red area offense because we were able to not kick field goals and get touchdowns where in the past weeks we haven't been able to do that. And, hey, look, I give all the credit in the world to Auburn's defense. Coach Steele, Coach Garner, their staff, their players. Everybody talks about their front. They've got really good corners as well. But one of the biggest things is we got to get better offensively. I mean, that's a good defense, but we got to get better offensively because we got to be able to sustain drives. We got to be able to get the plays equaled out. They had tremendous more plays than we did, and it probably took a toll on the defensive guys.
Regardless of what happens from here on, you guys are in Atlanta in the SEC title game. Just that accomplishment, three years in a row, that hasn't happened since Florida in the 90s.
Yeah, we got to get rid of Texas A&M.
Jake Camarda early in throughout the game, really, a guy that struggled in a big game against Notre Dame. You stood behind him today. He had some big flips. How big were those kids?
Man, he hit the ball good. A couple of them didn't turn over, but God, that was like, I don't even know, what was his average, 50? He was hitting bombs. I thought it was incredible. I hope he never has to punt 11 times in a game again, but other than that, he punted the ball really well.
Kirby, can that timeout that they used at half, I mean, you're on your 19, I think Swift gets 5 yards, they burn a timeout because they're wanting the ball back. Can that be motivational for your guys? Because Jake was like, bring it on kind of thing, kind of igniting your 2 minute at that point.
Yeah, it's the age-old, you're never right as a head coach. Because you call it, you danged if you do, danged if you don't. Good news is he took it out of my hands. I didn't have to. So when he did that, it made it a lot easier on me because they'd probably been booing me if I didn't call a timeout. So it's one of those you're playing cat and mouse. You're trying to gain another possession but not give another possession. And we were fortunate to get a run there the next play.
You touched on the amount of plays that they were able to run offensively. I mean, just what does that say about your guys to be able to withstand that and come up the way they did?
Says we better get them back ready for another war. We're tired. We're a tired football team. What was it, 86? Is that right? 86 snaps, and that's not. I mean, that's the old Auburn with the tempo, and you play all those snaps, and then for us, when we're really efficient on third down, offensively and defensively, we don't play all those snaps. But some of that's our own fault. We didn't get off the field on third down. We let drives keep going, and give them credit. They did a good job. But we can't play 86 snaps on defense and be successful.
So did Major have a re-injury early in the game?
Yeah, he just banged up. He took a shot, and it bothered him. I say a shot to the area, not an actual doctor shot. He took a shot on the first, I think his first play of the game, maybe. He took a shot and it started bothering him.
That class of 2017 with DeAndre and Jake and all that was, this 3-for-3 in SEC East titles. Like, what has it been like for you watching them grow from, they were that recruiting class of savages and now they're the foundations of a 3-time SEC East champion team?
Yeah, I'm really proud of them. I'm proud of that whole class. They've done a great job, and we're getting ready for Texas A&M.
Kirby, I noticed Jamaree Salyer was in there right guard. Is there something that happened with Ben Cleveland? or Cade Mays? I noticed Ben was still at his personal protector position on punt. What happened there at right guard?
Well, to be honest with you, Cade's a little beat up. We knew that going into the game. He's got some soreness, and he's fighting through it. But Ben, he's beat up too. He wasn't able to practice 2 days last week, and he's trying to come back, but his toe was bothering him a little bit, and we felt like he could still do his protection stuff. And just felt like it was the best decision to go with Jamaree.
Does winning the SEC still have any significance to you guys, just given the seems you guys have larger goals that you want to accomplish this year?
Oh, there's always significance, yeah. I mean, there's significance to coming here and beating a ranked team at their place in an unbelievable environment. There's a lot of significance to that and the East. But we're worried about Texas A&M.
Big play by David Marshall
Which one?
in the second quarter.
13-yard loss.
Oh, yeah. So they got ping-ponged around. We had about 8 guys missing, and he ended up getting him back there in the backfield. Big play. A kid that's been a warrior for us. He's been around. He's been beat up. He's dealt with all kinds of injuries, and I didn't think we're ever going to get that guy around. This play I'm thinking about, we got like 3 or 4 guys missing in the backfield, and then David got him down, which was a huge stop.
I know you probably got to watch the film, but your offensive line against their defensive line was something everybody wanted to see. How do you think you guys fared?
You rush for 141. That's tough to do against those guys. I'm going to be honest with you. You go ask anybody else in the SEC if you can rush 36 times and get 141 on Auburn. It's not easy doing that. The difference is some of the teams don't have to rush it. They just throw it every down on them. So, I mean, those guys are physical. Our guys, I thought, matched up well. We got a big offensive line. I don't know how we did pass pro. Did we give up any sacks?
One.
I think one. Yeah, one early, and Jake threw a couple of them away that we had some pressure. And I mean, they got good players too. We just got to keep getting better, and we'll continue to do that.
Kirby, you guys had a game offensively where it was almost like every time you got going, you scored, but a lot of times where you didn't. What do you think kind of led to the downside of that, the glass half empty side of that?
I think it's more to do with getting the play to get you started. I mean, when we got started, we did pretty well. You know, we tried to go tempo on them some because, you know, it had affected them. Other teams had gone tempo and hurt them. Well, we actually went tempo and it probably hurt us because we had about 3 times on second down that we went tempo, we went tempo first down and it ended up second 10. You know, but you're trying to be aggressive. You're trying to wear them down. You're trying to change it up, mix it up. Look, they got good players. And at the end of the day, we got to get better offensively to get where we need to go.
Kirby, notwithstanding some of the fourth quarter there, it seems like you guys have played some of your best football in the biggest games against in the toughest moments. What do you think that says about you guys in terms of the level that you can get to and sort of answering the call when you have to answer it?
I'd rather be that way than the other. You know, I'd rather answer the call than not answer it. But I'm just looking for consistency. You know what I mean? I feel like we have some good players, and they play better when their back's against the wall. But that's not what it should be, right? It should be you play your best all the time, not when you get your backs against the wall. And we're just looking to get more consistent and not put ourselves like why do we have to be in that situation at the end of the game? Well, because we lost momentum, we weren't able to move the ball, and they got momentum back, and we couldn't turn it until the punt and the stops.
Coach, were you regretting trying to chest bump Travon there at the end?
Hell no. I just bumped Travon all day. I thought I might lose an ACL, but I was committed to it.
They were settling out to stop a run, Kirby. You still, DeAndre had over 100 yards, and that big 26-yard run on that drive right before the half, that was huge, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was huge. That was big. And, I mean, look, guys, we want to run the ball outside. Everybody's going to say run the ball outside. He worked well when we were able to do it. But they're doing things to take that away. Their game plan, they had guys as wide as I've ever seen them. And they were not going to let you get out there at times. And when we did, we had success. You know, late in the game, we couldn't get outside, and it makes it tougher and had some lost yardage plays. But we'll continue to search, find a way, and it certainly gets easier when we play really well on the perimeter. When we have guys outside making plays, it certainly loosens people up.
What are your thoughts on kind of the passing game tonight? And I mean, it seemed like they did a really good job covering you guys, and I mean everything was bang bang out there.
Yeah, they got good corners. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't so much the pass rush to me. Like they have really good pass rush. I watched these guys play LSU. So Auburn's defense playing LSU, who's got one of the best passing attacks in the country. They covered them. They put people on them and covered them. 23 is a good football player. He goes out there and covers. Jamaree Davis has played forever in this league. 4 has played. I mean, it seems like 4 and 13 have been there forever. And then 23 shows up and he's covered people all over the place. So they did a good job out there putting their hands on us and affecting us. And we didn't win a lot of 50-50 balls.
2 more questions? Coach, you're now through the Auburn game. What do you think is the biggest area of growth for your football team this year?
I would say the youth has grown the most. When you say the youth, I'm talking about these guys that have stepped up and begun to play, whether it's special teams, the little defensive group of guys that are starting to play well, they're starting to improve, and that's probably the most growth. But we got to get better. We can't, I mean, we got to be able to move the ball, score points, and we got to get more turnovers on defense.
Kirby, after the game and the post game in the locker room, did you acknowledge winning the SEC, and was that celebrated at all?
I don't think so. I don't even think I said anything about it. I mean, I gave credit to Auburn and told our guys to handle it with you the right way. So how about them fucking dogs? That's what I told them. Excuse my language. I didn't say anything about the SEC East. That wasn't the goal coming in here. You know what I mean? The goal for us was to continue to get better, grow, play in a tough environment, but it really wasn't about the SEC East. That's a hell of an accomplishment, and I'm proud of our guys, but that's not what it's about. Thanks, go Dogs.